Next on the show, a meeting of two teams who've had troubled starts to the campaign. Sheffield United were hoping that their win at Millwall last week will kick-start their season. Their opponents, another South London side, Crystal Palace, were looking for a third successive win as they bid to beat the drop. Your commentator on this one, Martin Fisher.
Vaughan in behind Nosworthy. He's got a man free to his right if he wants to use him. It's Ndiaye. Palace with three well forward here. Dans, was he pushed over? Penalty given. Dan's going to ground very easily, it has to be said. There was contact, but not much, but enough for the referee to point to the spot. He's done it again. Crystal Palace take the lead. Dan's with his third goal of the campaign. Straight down the middle. And it's Garvin for Crystal Palace, trying to feed Vaughan. On one to Zaha. Zaha! Well, had he gone for that with his left boot, you would have fancied him really testing Simonsen. The flick on. Evans is after it. Appeals for a penalty. Another controversial decision. As soft as the first one. Will it be as costly? Now then, red card for Owen Garvin. So in the space of a minute, the whole complexion of this game has been tossed up in the sky. Richard Cresswell, who hasn't scored in his last 8 games, with a chance to level. Great strike. Sheffield United back on level terms, and it's all to play for, and now they're against 10 men. Reed again. 3 in stripes in the middle. Speroni came and then went back home. What a great save from the Argentine from point-blank range. That's terrific stop from the stand-in Crystal Palace captain. Zaha beginning to pose a threat. Klein on the overlap, running away from Yates. Vaughan! Palace in front! What a finish from James Vaughan. It's a real sucker punch. In off the bar. Palace go back in front. Swung in. Headed away as far as Evans to whip it back in. Another great save from Speroni off the post. Palace get lucky. He might well smile. Well, 2 splendid stops from Speroni. This is the latest. Should be asking more questions of Speroni. Speroni goes to punch it. Back in by Jordan. Back in by Yates. What defending by Palace. Reed. Curling it in. Off the bar this time by Speroni and forced in eventually. Ched Evans on the score sheet. It has been coming. And was Evans offside when Bartley's header went goalwards? 2-2 and 5 to go, and Reed swings it across. Back across, Bogdanovic couldn't help it goalwards. Palace are rocking. A push, another penalty. Foolish by Davis after what's gone on before. And on this occasion, I have to agree with the referee. Bogdanovic against Speroni. 3-2 Sheffield United. Bogdanovic never looked like missing. It's a vital strike for Sheffield United. Klein fouled by Bogdanovic. Out comes the card. It's a red card. Bogdanovic sent off. He scored what probably will be the winning goal, and he's been sent off for that nasty challenge.
Obviously, first half was highlights with 2 penalties, which I didn't think either of them were penalties. And they got a man sent off, which I don't think helped us in any way. I thought Palace set the stall out well, and sometimes playing against 10 men and you're 1-0 down, you know, it's very, very difficult to break down.
Well, I don't know exactly what was said. I can understand his frustration because clearly it was never a penalty. So he's not going to, thank the referee for that. So I think, the referee caused that problem.
Scott Loach was a late replacement in the England squad for the friendly against France, but it was back to the day job for the visit of Reading. And the Watford keeper's first job would be to pick the ball out of his own net. After a hint of handball from Shane Long in the build-up, the Irishman scampered clear and set up compatriot Noel Hunt for a third goal in as many games. But 5 minutes before the break, the home side were level. Jordan Much's corner met by a flying Troy Deeney. It was the striker's first goal in 9 league games. The Hornets defender Adrian Mariappa's indecision very nearly gifted Reading the lead, but Long couldn't quite get the better of Loach before Jem Karachan fired over. And soon after came the game's controversial moment. Loach looked to have punched Long instead of the ball. No penalty, and 2 years after Watford's infamous ghost goal in the same fixture, another big decision not to go Reading's way.
Real disappointment, really. We felt we should have won the game. We weathered the storm just after half-time, came right back into it and had opportunities to score. Referee should have given a penalty, cleaned Shane Long out, and it was an absolute nailed-on penalty, which he didn't give. And that's cost us again. Unfortunately, against Cardiff, we had a decision that went against us, and we've had another one today. So I'm sure that'll even itself out over a period of time.
Hull's new owner, Asim Alam, was at the KC, keen to see his team build on last week's first win in 9. Opponents Ipswich keen to get last week's home defeat to Barnsley out of their system, but the Tigers had the best of the first half chances. Kevin Kilban so close. Ian Ashby hasn't scored since the opening day. He too denied by the woodwork. The KC had seen just 5 Tigers league goals all season until Robert Corran popped up to shatter the stalemate. A second successive win for Hull, 3 straight defeats now for Ipswich.
It certainly wasn't a classic, but it probably looked like it was going to be nil written all over it, which we would have took as the away team. But that's just where things are going at the moment. The hard work is starting to pay off now, and I'm delighted for the players, and really delighted for the fans who have had to stick with us through some pretty tough times of late.
Barnsley boss Mark Robbins described last weekend's away win at Ipswich as his side's best performance in his time as manager. It gave the Tykes back-to-back away wins, with midfielder Adam Hamill getting rave reviews. And the former Liverpool man continued his impressive start to the campaign here, a fine finish and his 7th goal of the season. Portsmouth badly lacked a cutting edge, this speculative Joel Ward effort the closest they came to scoring. But Barnsley in the end were well worth the points, their 3rd straight league win.
Bristol City upwardly mobile in recent weeks, but their home form remained a concern ahead of a visit from informed Leicester. Just 1 league win at Ashton Gate all season, the home side could have been a goal down in this match when David James hauled down Andy King. The former England keeper is 40 now, but those reflexes still razor sharp as he's saved from Steve Howard. Brett Pittman hadn't scored at this level since signing from League One Bournemouth. The former Cherry broke his duck in his 13th game for the Robins, turning in Jamie McAllister's free kick, despite the best efforts of Richie Wellens on the line. The home side sealed the points in spectacular fashion. Chris Wheel hasting his distribution, but punished brilliantly. Sub David Clarkson's quick thinking, easing the Robins' relegation fears, and ending Leicester's 4-match unbeaten run.
After an impressive loan spell at Swansea, Dutchman Marvin Emnes was called back to the Riverside for the visit of Millwall. And while 19,000 had turned up to see Tony Mowbray's first game in charge, today it was just 15,000, with empty seats aplenty. But the hosts almost went ahead early on. Chris Boyd with a smart turn and shot. Borough have managed just the 1 clean sheet at home all season, and they went behind midway through the first half. Liam Trotter's good work down the left led to a debut goal for Jason Punchin after arriving on loan from Southampton. And Borough had scored in every home game in the Championship this season, and it took a fine save from David Ford to ruin that statistic. Luke Williams with a header. And 6 minutes into stoppage time, a goal line clearance from James Henry secured an impressive away win for Millwall, their first on Teesside since 1967.
I didn't know that stat, but big win for us. We've had a run of poor results the last 4 games. We haven't got what the performances have deserved. The performances have been good, and generally, you know, we've had a solid base. We've been competitive, and we haven't scored enough goals. I am pleased to say, though, that 1 was enough today.
So, Queen's Park Rangers are back on top of the Championship after Cardiff's defeat by Nottingham Forest. The top 2 meet next week. Preston are now 6 points from safety and are looking in real danger. Another defeat for Middlesbrough keeps them in the bottom 3. Next to League One, where Charlton were hoping to maintain their outstanding run when they took on Yeovil. True to form, it took the Addicks just 10 minutes to go in front, courtesy of Johnny Jackson. The Glovers had gone 5 league matches without a win, but were making a game of this one. Andrew Williams with the leveller. Charlton were hoping for a 5th successive league victory and were ahead again before the break. Terry Rackon with a fine finish of his own. Charlton had won their previous 2 league games 5-1 and 3-0, but they weren't having it all their way this time. Gary Doherty turned Gavin Williams' free kick into his own net. So all square, but the visitors were given a great chance to get even more out of the game when Christian Daly received a red card for an elbow on Sam Williams. It was an advantage, though, that they were unable to make the most of. Paul Huntington was guilty of bringing down Akpo Sodja. The skipper saw red as well. And Jackson scored from the penalty to keep Charlton's promotion push very much on track. Indeed, Charlton closed the gap on leaders Brighton to 4 points after the Seagulls were held to a 2-2 draw at home by Bristol Rovers. Southampton beat Peterborough 4-1. Brentford won at Plymouth, while Notts County were beaten by Tranmere. Walsall won, but stayed bottom of the table. In League Two, leaders Chesterfield were looking to get last week's defeat by Burton out of their system when they travelled to Aldershot. It took an hour to break through, but what a way to do it from Craig Davies. And the Sparrites made sure of the points when Danny Whittaker claimed his 9th goal of the season. A return to winning ways for Chesterfield. At the top, they stay 2 points clear of Port Vale, who beat Wickham 2-1 thanks to 2 goals from defender John McComb. Macclesfield won at Bradford, and the Bantams dropped to 14th. In the big game in the basement of League Two, Barnet beat Northampton 4-1 and rise off the bottom. Hereford take their place. In a week of great strikes, our goal of the week comes from Bristol City's Dave Clarkson against Leicester. How's that for quick thinking and wonderful improvisation? Next week on the show, it's the big one, the top 2 clash. It's QPR versus Cardiff. And at Turf Moor, Burnley face playoff rivals Derby. We'll see you then.